Jimmy Fallon thinks he has Taylor Swift all figured out. Taylor only has to keep that innocent expression, tell a completely ridiculous story, and wait for him to walk into the trap all by himself.
Up. Now you're laughing that I said you're making it up.
I could be doing a double bluff.
All right, I'm just gonna say it. Taylor Swift, you are telling the truth.
I lied!
Ah, come on!
But sometimes, Taylor's the one who loses control first, especially when her mother secretly sends Jimmy a video no star would ever want the whole world to see.
So, she found a snack. It wasn't the one I wanted.
Taylor Swift can fill stadiums, write songs that make millions of people cry, and control nearly every detail of her career. But put her in front of a banana with the end broken off, and all that power disappears instantly. Today, Star Melt is taking you back to the moments when Taylor made hosts, friends, and the stars around her completely lose control, sometimes with nothing more than a look, an answer that was a little too honest, or a ridiculous story told with the most serious expression imaginable. And if you love those rare moments when celebrities forget the cameras are still rolling, hit like and subscribe before we begin.
I have a Band-Aid collection. And I'm 13 and I like to eat apricots and my name's Natalie.
Taylor has never needed an overly complicated joke. Sometimes she only has to admit to something an ordinary person would try to hide.
You drive past your ex-boyfriend's houses. Why?
I don't do that.
Yes, you do.
Well, I put that on my MySpace. My MySpace is not like the typical Taylor Swift is blah, blah, blah. So I wrote this bio on MySpace, and it's actually very honest about who I am as a person. I'm like, in my free time, I like to drive past my ex-boyfriend's houses. I'm not like throwing eggs. It's
right.
I'm just checking up on them.
Checking up.
She did not throw eggs. She only drove past her ex-boyfriend's house to check on the situation. The way Taylor says it, like a perfectly normal hobby, is what makes the whole studio laugh. And when she becomes Natalie, that innocence becomes even more dangerous.
No, 'cause my mom hasn't let me watch television since Miley Cyrus twerked.
Yeah.
Taylor understood very early that audiences did not only want to hear a star tell perfect stories, they wanted to see how she reacted to things that had actually happened. Like a breakup over the phone that was so short, she still had time to check the call history.
And when I look at that person, I'm not even going to be able to remember the boy who broke up with me over the phone in 25 seconds when I was 18.
No, you did not.
Someone else might try to erase that memory. Taylor measured exactly how many seconds it lasted, turned it into a story, and told it again with a calm smile. Years later, when the media called her a man-eater simply because of the people she had dated, Taylor did not try to run from that image either. She stepped directly into it.
I've done that with songs like Blank Space, when people are like, oh, you're a man-eating serial dater.
Yeah.
And I just would be like, oh, let me write a song from that perspective. That's hilarious.
If the whole world had already decided to create a fictional version of Taylor Swift, she would write songs from that character's point of view. No anger, no long explanation, just the simple thought that the idea was actually pretty funny. Even the most romantic song titles are not safe from her ability to make fun of herself.
It's completely on there.
What's the name of the song that's about that?
It's called Forever and Always.
Is it sarcasm, forever and always?
Definitely.
Forever and always sounds like a promise. Taylor quickly confirms that it is actually sarcasm. Her humor often comes from saying what everyone already understands, but nobody expects her to admit so openly. During True Confessions, Taylor used her friendship with Selena Gomez to completely throw Jimmy off.
Anything to bring up Selena Gomez. Anything!
According to Taylor, Jimmy should have known she was lying, because she would do anything just to have an excuse to mention Selena. But even at her best friend's wedding, Taylor understands that the story should not always turn back toward her.
I was like, don't
it's not
mention
about
it. Like,
you.
maybe turn it around. Like,
It's
do you know what I mean?
Yep, this is her day.
I did do some light teasing about the way that we used to dress in 2008, the year that we met. Because we met when we were teenagers in 2008. It was quite a year. Let me tell you.
She imagines the worst possible version of a wedding speech, walking onto the stage and reminding everyone that she once wrote songs about the bride. That kind of self-awareness keeps the story from sounding like bragging and turns it into a joke at her own expense. Taylor also does not pretend she is always the most composed person in the room. 2 drinks are enough to convince her that she has developed supernatural powers.
You know, I go like from 0 to legitimately thinking I'm a wizard within like 2 drinks.
From 0 to I'm a witch in only 2 drinks. No major scandal. No wild story. Taylor only has to describe her alcohol tolerance accurately, and Jimmy cannot stop laughing. As she has grown older, that humor has found its way into the smallest details of her work. Even while preparing to shoot a music video, Taylor still has one important demand. The loaf of bread she baked herself has to appear in it.
Can it be my bread? Can my bread be in the music video?
Yes, come on, that would be fun.
My bread?
Taylor asks, as though the fate of the entire project depends on the answer. And when she gets permission, she celebrates as if she has just won an award. Taylor's invitations to join a project rarely sound like ordinary professional offers either. With Laura Dern, she only had to announce that she had written a scene in which the Oscar-winning actress would call her a tired, tacky wench.
I've written a script. It's a one scene in which you are going to call me a tired, tacky wench.
Laura agreed immediately, perhaps because Taylor described the scene with the confidence of someone offering the role every serious actress had been waiting for her entire life. Years earlier, Taylor had already shown that she could say the most ridiculous things with a completely sincere expression.
Sean Connery.
Cute.
Really?
Yeah, he's like a super talented actor. Have you ever seen League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Sean Connery is a great actor, and Natalie's evidence is the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. The choice is so strangely specific that it becomes funnier than any direct insult could have been. When Taylor actually steps behind the camera, she discovers that working with legends can sometimes be easier than she expected.
Oh, I mean, you know, directing Oscar winner Laura Dern is easier than anything I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, she says, yeah, I know how to do it, yeah.
According to Taylor, directing Laura Dern is the easiest job in the world. She only has to give her the instruction. But not every star is quite so easy to reach. To call Ed Sheeran, you first have to go through a process that sounds like trying to contact a child living outside modern civilization.
You get a hold of him, the bat
You
signal?
have to email him, and then if you want to set up a FaceTime, he has to find an iPad. They have to give it to him like he's a child that
Yes.
they give the iPad to.
Yes.
This is one of my absolute favorite people on the planet.
No phone. You have to send an email. Then Ed has to go find an iPad so he can use FaceTime. In Taylor's version of the story, one of the most famous musicians in the world suddenly becomes a child borrowing his parents' tablet. Even when casting a project, Taylor does not do things in the usual way.
And so it's a great way to cast stuff.
Just go to parties.
Nobody has to audition. Just come up and say hi at a party.
No auditions. No tense casting room. Just meet Taylor at a party. Walk over and say hello, and there is a good chance you may appear in her next video. Those parties are also where Taylor collects stories no team of writers could ever invent. Like the time Travis Kelce tried to impress someone he believed was Greta Gerwig.
I think I told an annoying joke that she's heard too many times. And I was like, okay, well, what did you say? He's like, well, I walked up to her and I was like, I love Barbie. I'm just Ken too. And then I pointed to you.
Okay.
Travis told Greta that he loved Barbie, that he was also just Ken, and then proudly pointed toward Taylor. It could have been a very sweet story, except for one small detail Taylor did not know yet. Before that story fell apart, Taylor's process of making music could be just as accidental. Dylan O'Brien was only sitting around drinking, listening to music, and trying out the drum kit in the studio.
And Dylan was actually in the studio with me and Jack because a lot of the time we record at his place, and Dylan was just hanging out, like drinking wine with us and listening to stuff. And he was just trying out the drum kit there. He wasn't serious.
Yeah.
And just like that, he became the drummer on the song. In Taylor's world, someone can walk into the studio to play around and accidentally end up on the album. Just as Travis can walk into a VIP area, have a conversation with Greta Gerwig, and later discover that it was not Greta Gerwig at all.
Oh, that's not Greta.
Taylor even has video evidence. But Travis only looks at it and calmly says that it is not Greta. The way Taylor saves the twist until the very end makes the story feel like a carefully written sitcom, even though it actually happened. That is also why she is so dangerous in games that depend on storytelling. Taylor can look at a ridiculous object and instantly invent an entire history for it.
Ray Kroc?
By a fuzzy monster with seal hands. It says it's written by Grimace. Is that a spokesperson for something?
It's very famous. Grimace is very, You're very young, Taylor, but yes, Grimace is giant.
A book written by Grimace. Hands shaped like a seal's flippers. And Taylor tells all of it with such a serious expression that Jimmy has to consider the possibility that it might be true. But sometimes the best stories find Taylor all by themselves. A call from security saying that Zoë Kravitz's house is having a problem involving a snake immediately makes Taylor stop at the most important question.
And my first question was, what snake?
Yeah.
I was unaware of the presence of the snake.
I guess that's
on
funny.
On the premises.
If someone calls and says the snake is loose and you didn't even know there was a snake.
Did not know there was a snake.
Not why the wall is being destroyed. Not what is going on. Taylor only wants to know why a snake has suddenly appeared in the story without anyone explaining it. Even while talking about power, betrayal, and characters who sound like Logan Roy, Taylor can still turn a serious idea into a dramatic threat.
Father figure. Another well-written. We're good. All right, here's the deal of this.
I pay the check before it kisses the mahogany.
The best part is when Taylor adds that the other person does not even have the vocabulary necessary to do it. The way she slips into character makes a discussion about songwriting sound like a chaotic family meeting from Succession. Returning to the snake, Taylor sees something entirely different inside the disaster.
This is an Annie Leibovitz shoot.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
This is the chicest thing I've ever heard in my life. Zoe's wearing like head to toe the row. I'm like, this is a YSL ad, not a problem.
Yeah.
Zoe is dressed head to toe in the row. The wall is being torn apart. A snake is missing somewhere inside the house. But to Taylor, this is no longer an emergency. It is a Saint Laurent commercial. Even when she reads back dark or strange lyrics, she does it with the excitement of someone who knows exactly how surprised the audience is about to be.
And I was so happy that she wanted to sing that second verse because I kind of wrote it for her, the sort of like, and she's just this like, sort of like, she was a menace, the baby of the family, and Lennox, her father whored around like all men did. Her mother took pills and played tennis. I was like, I just know she's going to have fun singing this.
The father controls everything. The mother takes pills and plays tennis. A girl becomes a threat. Taylor reads every line with such enthusiasm that the twisted family story suddenly becomes a dark but irresistible joke, and she knows her audience is doing the same thing with everything she releases. They analyze it, build theories, make jokes, and turn every detail into a meme.
Like, I know them really well. I go online, look at what they think about things. I really care about their opinions and their theories and their teasing and their mocking and their joking. It's all from a very loving place. Like, we have a very...
Taylor does not pretend she stands outside any of that. She goes online. She reads it. She sees the teasing. And most importantly, she understands that it comes from a relationship close enough for fans to feel comfortable making fun of the person they admire. Taylor herself never misses the chance to turn an innocent question into an answer that makes the whole studio stop.
My favorite color is blank.
Purple.
No, mine. I didn't say Taylor's. Yes. The last person I kissed was blank.
Like a 8-year-old kid in the audience last night.
That is gross. You are disgusting.
The last person she kissed was an 8-year-old boy in the audience. Technically, the answer is completely accurate. But the way Taylor waits before revealing the rest gives everyone a few seconds to imagine a very different story. As Natalie, she can even turn making shake and bake chicken into a set of instructions so long that it becomes meaningless.
I just came down to tell you girls that your mom's upstairs making some shake and bake chicken. First you shake it, and then you bake it. You shake it, you bake it. You shake it, and you bake it. You put the chicken in the bag and give it a shake. You put the chicken in the oven and you let it bake.
First, shake it. Then bake it. Then put the chicken in the bag and keep shaking. Taylor stretches a simple task out with absolute seriousness until the repetition itself becomes the joke. But perhaps the most interesting thing is that Taylor can bring the same ability into a story about a man playing in the Super Bowl. While Travis has to run into enormous football players every week, Taylor is thinking about her choreography.
What if I was like Oscar winner Laura Dern playing my stepmother? Like Oscar winner Laura Dern.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
I've written a script. It's a one scene script in which you are going to call me a tired, tacky wench. And she was like, I'm down. She's the coolest. She's so funny. She's another one. I'm like,
That is Taylor Swift at her funniest. She is not trying to steal the attention. She does not need to tear down the person beside her. She simply finds the absurdity in the situation, places herself in the middle of the joke, and says the thing nobody else in the room could say. Taylor Swift does not break hosts and celebrities by talking louder than they do. She lets them believe the conversation is still moving normally. Then she adds a friend who does not use a phone, a loaf of bread that wants a role in a music video, a snake inside a fashionable house, a breakup that lasted 27 seconds, or a confession that after 2 drinks, she became a witch. Taylor may be the person controlling the entire stage, but the moments that make people laugh the hardest usually appear when she is willing to break her own perfect image first. And before the person across from her realizes they have just fallen into the trap, Taylor usually only smiles. I lied. What is your favorite Taylor moment? Leave a comment below. And do not forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss more moments when even the biggest stars cannot keep a straight face.